Good morning.
Good morning.
11th practice, pretty excited about this one. Want to see how they respond from Tuesday. It was kind of hard for them to get up right after Friday night lights. So I'm just excited to see how they're going to respond right now. But they've done a pretty good job of just meeting and doing the little things to improve each week.
You changed our schedule. What was the thinking there with just you talking now for the rest of spring?
I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of questions for me.
Okay, yeah, definitely do.
So there you go.
Okay. Did, the portal closed? Did anybody else go in or out on your roster since we last saw you?
That's more, I'll know tomorrow. I'll be able to give you a little bit more tomorrow because the portal closes.
Was it Friday?
Yeah, it's midnight.
Okay. Yeah, because I think is it basketball portal different than the football portal? Okay.
It's midnight.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Nobody else has left though.
No.
Okay.
And obviously, NFL draft this week. You got some guys, early round projections.
Exactly. Really excited about that. Carson, Femi, Kane, Maliki, Jay. Just excited about these guys to see where they land, where their future holds. I remember this time myself, a little unknown. Like you have no idea where you're going to end up going, but I was fortunate enough to get drafted back to a place where I was born, so it was pretty cool to go through that experience.
How many conversations have you had with NFL teams about these guys in the last few days, especially?
Well, first, let's say we're glad to see you.
Good to see you.
We haven't seen you in a while, but we're good to see you. But run that back again.
How many conversations have you had with NFL teams in the last few days about these guys?
That's the thing. So I'm in a place now where like a lot of people I played with or against are in position. So I've had a few ex-teammates call me and ask about certain players and stuff. But I've talked to a lot of teams and pretty much all 32.
Are you going to the draft?
No, I'm not.
Oh, because you were there last year, right?
Yeah, I was, but we have practices. It's tough last time. And I remember how that was hard for me to recover. But we have 2 under 2 at the house, so it's gonna be hard for me to leave.
Going back to some observations from Friday, looked like he had some explosive plays. Anthony Frias had a big run, also a big catch on I think it was a screen. I guess how much more even have things been between the offense and defense?
You could tell it's just been daily, or almost periods, but they're just competing. The defense always starts out hot, comes out playing well, and the offense is it just takes a little bit more time to get together. And once they start clicking, you can kind of see it. But the O-line has been doing a good job the whole time, this whole spring. Running backs been doing a good job of just finding holes, and I think it was just we were able to showcase a little bit of that Friday night.
So many new faces in the secondary. Who's kind of emerged there through the first 11 practices?
Andre, Robert, Key in the back end, But I just like that all of these guys were able to get here in the winter, and that was the key to being able to be where they're at, growing to where they're at now in spring ball. It would have been tough if they would have just got here in the spring quarter, but the fact that they got here in winter, we're able to get some of those middle reps and some of those player-led things that they can assert their leadership on the team. It's helping them out.
And going back for a second with the running backs in relation with the offensive line, is there something about this scheme that's just a little bit more friendly or simplistic to allow for maybe some more production this year than what you had last year?
I just think that, just a little bit more emphasis on it. Just, going into this spring, I just wanted to really make sure that, we win first down and are able to run the ball efficiently. So those were just 2 things that were really a focus, and I think that we're just being able to focus on that, and we're accomplishing what our goals were going into spring.
I obviously haven't been here a little while. D linemen who were injured, Keanu, Gary, how were they in their recoveries?
They're able to do a little bit of stuff out there. They're not full go yet, but it's gradually improving.
And Hudson's right there on the verge of coming back.
Same thing with Hudson.
Last night they had a NIL event at the store, and it got me thinking, just as far as when it comes to putting together an NIL budget and that sort of thing. Is there any one consulting with NFL teams as far as how you guys approach that sort of thing? And also, do you guys earmark a percentage of your budget as far as by position? Like, do you put more value into a left tackle versus, say, a receiver and that sort of thing?
So yeah, you do have your key positions that are your hit marks to what you want to do, you know. So yeah, that is a situation that happens. But my GM and my assistant GM both have over 30 years of experience in the NFL. So you know, we were already going towards that model due to the fact that we don't have a salary cap, but you do have your own salary
Right.
cap on how much money we have and then how we want to allocate it.
There had been talk last year about earmarking, you know, X amount of dollars for starters, X amount for second string, X amount for development players, so that everybody had something. Did you do that, and are you going to do that again this year?
So it won't be similar to that. Everybody will have a contract, but everybody will have a contract. So
Okay.
it won't be based on starter, backup, and
Developmental. Okay. Does that money come from revenue share or from NIL?
That's coming from NIL.
How much of a killer is it that the House
Like I've said,
settlement-
the 90th time, Bruins for Life is actually doing pretty well for us. You know, we probably could be doing more if some of our donors knew where their money was going. Like if you were donating to something and you thought that was going to football, and it didn't. If it could really get to us, then we probably would have a lot more. Also, but Bruins for Life is actually doing a pretty good job.
What's the key to getting that issue sorted out?
People just have to let people they need to be aware of what's going on. I'm not sure if we're fully letting people know.
You're eager for the House settlement to get, it's a 2 more week delay now.
Yeah, it's
so.
this is where we're at. You know, they're getting close to it though. But I completely understand what's going on. You know, it's hard to cut players. You know, and I'm glad that somebody's actually looking out for them in some fashion.
Speaking of which, I guess I misunderstood when you said you had 93 players. That means total roster. Everybody here, if you can get to 105, would that be all scholarship or would that include some walk-ons, or how would that kind of dynamic work with walk-ons?
It depends. If we can try to help you out, we'll try to figure out a way to get you help of some nature. You know, I don't want guys to feel like, I just don't want to lose players because they can't afford to be on the team. I don't want that to be the reason somebody has to leave. So we'll try to find ways to help guys out and keep them around.
How many more guys are coming in over the summer?
It's a small number. It's not.
And you
huge.
still have probably some transfers.
Yeah, there's some transfers coming in, but it's not a large amount. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.